Welcome back. In this video, we are talking about one of the most important building blocks in JavaScript, variables, and specifically the three ways you can create them: var, let, and const. By the end of this video, you will know the exact differences between them and which one you should use in modern JavaScript. But first, what is a variable? A variable is simply a container where JavaScript stores data. Think of it like a box with a label on it. You give the box a name and you put something inside it. For example, let age equals 25. Age is a variable. 25 is the value that we put inside the box. The box is the age. JavaScript has three ways to create a variable. Var is the old way, let, the modern, flexible way, const, the modern, unchangeable way. But the differences is not just new versus old. There are important behavior differences you really need to understand. First, let's talk about var. Why you should avoid var? Var was introduced in 1995 and used everywhere for many years, but it has some weird behavior. Var is function scoped, not block scoped. Later in this course, we will talk about scope in more details. But for now, to explain it, let's take an example. If true, var x equals 10, console.log x. The result is 10. Even though it was declared inside the if block, it still leaks out. This can cause bugs that are very hard to find. Second weird behavior is var supports redeclaring. So, for example, var name equals columns. Var name equals Sarah. This is allowed, but it's very dangerous. Why it's dangerous? Because you can accidentally overwrite a variable without errors. So, use var only if you are working with old legacy code. In modern JavaScript, we use let and const. Now, let's talk about let. Let was introduced in ES6 and fixes most of var's problems. We will talk about ES6 in more detail later. Let is block scoped. For example, if true, let x equals 10, console.log x. It's showing an error. Now, the variable stays inside the block. It's much safer. Let allows reassignment. For example, let score equals 50, score equals 80. This is allowed. You can change its value. It's perfect for things that change over time. So, you might be wondering, when to use let? Basically, when the value needs to update. For example, loops, counters, user input, dynamic data. Now let's talk about const. It's your best friend in JavaScript. Const create a variable that cannot be reassigned. So for example, const by equals 3.14, by equals 4. It's showing an error. This makes your code safer, cleaner, and easier to understand. So you might be wondering, when to use const? It's your default choice for most variables, when the value shouldn't be reassigned, for functions, for objects, and array that won't be replaced. In general, which one should you use? Here is the simple rule used by professional developers. The golden rule. Use const by default. If you need to change the value, use let. Avoid var unless working with old code. This screen is showing comparison between the three ways to declare a variable: var, let, and const. The scope: var is a function scope, let is block scope, const is block scope. Var can be reassigned, let can be reassigned, but const can't be reassigned. Only var can be redeclared, let and const can't be redeclared. For using it today, var, try to avoid it, let, try to use it sometimes, but your default should be const. And that's it. Now you understand the real difference between var, let, and const, and you know exactly when to use each one. In the next video, we will start working with data types, the actual value you store inside variables. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe, and let's keep learning.